Hello, how you doing? It's Will, here with another video. Curious to throw some ideas down about how Mounjaro has actually changed a lot of things for me. I know I've been doing the check-ins, but I want to specifically talk about how I think it's really changed my approach to life, okay? So, has Mounjaro cured my video game addiction? That's the question I'm asking myself today. So, I have historically had a very addictive tendency in general, I think, to get really absorbed and sucked into things. I've talked about what it's like to be a video game addict, and I think it's really interesting. An arc that I think I've noticed, and a change that I think I've noticed in myself over being on having Mounjaro now for over 4 months, still on the starter dose, is that what I think is a good time is really different now. And I think it's even different to when I'd lost weight in healthier ways before, right? So 3 years ago, I got to 144 kilograms. I'm 149 kilograms now. I'm not miles away from where I was historically. Still not at an all-time low for my adult weight, but I've lost a bunch in 3 months. And I think it's actually really changed how I process addictive patterns. And I guess I just wanted to talk today about some things I've noticed, right? For instance, today, a good day for me now is hunkering down and doing a bunch of work and not being absolutely bombarded with food noise. And I think there's really something about food noise that really connects to addiction for me, and a lot of my experience with addiction. But also now being out in the world feels really cool. This might be purely anecdotal for me. This might be because a lot of the mental health stuff I've done, but also I've heard stuff from other people on Mounjaro that are a lot of the anxious feelings have reduced and deteriorated. And also, my interaction with alcohol is super different now. So, when I went to Prague, I talked about this a while ago, but, I drank a bunch of beer, and I didn't drink a bunch of beer. I drank 1 pint. And I felt a little drunk, and then immediately, thwomp, the feeling was gone. Didn't feel the buzz anymore. It was really weird. And now, for me, I feel like it's really, really weird because it's a really small shift, but what is a good time is really changing for me. Even when I play video games, I don't get sucked in and as obsessive as I used to. I don't even really like playing video games anymore, even enjoy a little bit, which is really weird because it's a huge part of my life. And I almost feel there's a really interesting interaction going on here with my hormones and my neurochemistry or something, because Mounjaro is having me not be as addicted to things. And I don't know, I feel it's having a really positive knock-on effect in a lot of ways, because when I lost a lot of weight historically, I was kind of worn out, right? I was tired. I was fighting food noise in my head, and I was trying to wrestle it down. But now there's all this extra free bandwidth in my head that I'm getting all the time, right? And I think this is why, for me, I've seen a lot of really encouraging studies about how Mounjaro helps with alcohol addiction, alcoholics. It's helping people with hormonal challenges, especially a lot of women with PCOS. It's helping people with their anxiety challenges and a lot of inflammation challenges. And my gut is really saying here it's actually doing so much more than I think we even know now. I think it's doing a metabolic recalibration on a really deep level. I think it's having a really positive knock-on effect in a lot of directions, because I guess for me, I feel I was playing on video games a lot because I was addicted to video games to cope with maybe other inflammation challenges, or maybe other internal dysregulations I was completely unaware of. And now I want to be outside, or I want to get stuck into work. I've been able to focus on work in a way that I've not been able to maybe ever. I remember a lot of the jobs I've done, I felt really stuck and really I've had to drag myself to do stuff. And now I'm flying like never before. I'm so productive. I'm happy to work. I'm working. I have a bit of a long morning routine, but I start 11, and then I'll work 11 till 11. just doing videos, doing stuff for my business, doing a contract, doing meetings, like all kinds of stuff. I'm just flying, man. My body, it's really interesting as well because I feel like my waist is a lot smaller at 150 almost kilos than it was when I was 144 kilos. Lost naturally. And it's a really interesting interaction in that way, but also my brain feels so different. It's really subtle. It's something I'm really trying to keep track of, but it's like me and my wife are both on it, and we want to go outside, we want to go for walks, we want to like be out in the world. I feel like more social. I feel more confident in myself, and like I felt confident before because of the weight loss, but it's a different kind of confidence. It's like confidence with bandwidth, right? So before I feel it was like confidence because I'm, thinner, but with less bandwidth because I'm just having to kind of fight the food cravings. I'm having to wrestle with myself so often, but it's like the upside without the cost. And it's really changing my life. Like I'm really pushing on with my business. I'm making loads of YouTube videos. I'm making some really interesting ideas and connections. I'm getting new types of awareness. It's coming through losing weight on Mounjaro and having it in my system kind of medium term at this point. And I'm really curious to hear from you guys in the chat, if like in the comments, if you guys have had any similar experiences. I'm really interested to hear like how it's changed your lifestyle, because for me, I want to be out and about. Like I'm thinking more and more about like training to run a marathon. I'm thinking more and more about like lifting new personal records. Like I'm going into the gym and I'm going to like the gorilla side of the gym, I call it, with the heavy weights, and I'm like pushing myself and I'm like excited to do that. And before, like I was losing weight, but I wasn't excited to do that. I was still really stuck in my lane, still really like, no man, I don't want to push myself like that. Let's just stay in our zone of comfort. And I'm like excited to try new things out. That might just be part of my personal arc, but I think there's really something that Mounjaro is doing that's really subtle but really profound at the same time. And my gut's kind of saying that there's going to be some real kind of more positive research that comes in the future for certain kinds of people with certain kind of metabolic disorders. I think I've probably had some weird messed up metabolism because I've been overweight for so long, which I think a lot of other people might relate to. But I'm really excited to see the long-term continual benefits of this. The life just feels like I can really engage with a lot of my hopes and dreams in a more concrete way now. I really feel like, I'm handling a lot of really hard stuff and I'm like pretty rock solid. Which I don't think for me is like really weird. It's weird how like steady I am, given in my personal instance how hard the past kind of month and a half has been. How much change there's been, how much worry there's been. It's been a lot. It's been hard. But like I'm feeling really confident about the future because of like how engaged I am in my life and action that matters. I don't know if it's because of Mounjaro, but it's helping me not be addicted to things so much so that I can focus on things that are important. It's like my focus is my own a bit more now. Sometimes I drift off. I drifted off a bit earlier when I was trying to make another video, but like I come back. And it's just wild for me. It's crazy. It's amazing. Really curious to hear if other people relate to this. But I'm going to leave it there for today. You've been wonderful. I've been Will. Take care of yourself. Love you. Appreciate you. Do what you got to do. Good luck. Take care. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.